I've got a lot of people
this
really
phenomenon
starting to wonder if something is happening underground, and that maybe that also may have something to do with these bright flashes of light that are being seen.
I'll tell you what, Tyler. Things just keep adding up and adding up the more you look into them. And I'm not making this up. So let's just say you have pulled up that map. I found the exact same map. Alright? And then I found a similar map right here. And you go to the website like this. Maps. Underground tunnels explain booms and mysterious hums. Has the government been setting up underground facilities throughout the United States right under our noses? Well, let's find out. So, basically what I'm trying to get at is these Walmarts are closing, and basically here, this is an alleged quote entrance sites, all the entrance sites for the tunnels. But if you keep going down, here is the World Hum Map and Database. This is where everything is reported, and this was in 2015. This is just old. So I mean, now it's ridiculous. I mean, you could even imagine how much is going on now. But then I go down here and I'm reading, and when I get down here, where does Walmart fit into all of this? Well, Walmarts are specifically mentioned as critical infrastructure by U.S. Northcom in 2009, by Joe Catalino, U.S. Northcom Chief in Private Sector Operations Interagency Coordination Directorate. And is it just a fucking, excuse my language, but it is not a coincidence that these Walmart locations, every single one of them, at least all of the ones you showed on the map, line up with this. And a lot of people really think that because Walmarts are closing, they're trying to bring in these FEMA camps. It's all crazy. So I really hope you get back to me, Tyler, because this is just crazy. This is not anything normal. Alright? This is just not normal. And you can go right here on Google Maps and pull up every single location of Walmart, and you'll be surprised, or not surprised, because you know how it works, that pretty much all the locations you were listing have to have lined up with the Walmart supercenters. Like, seriously. Like, you can pull up all of the Walmarts in the United States, and most of them line up. But I'm pretty sure it's the distribution centers that that people think, because right back here on this picture, it says Walmart General Merchandise Distribution Network, GMDC. So, these are all the locations. The distribution network. But yeah, I pulled it up. Here is some in my area. I live in Illinois, but of Walmarts in the US, and now it's loading. Now, why? all of these supercenters, why are they mysteriously lined up like this? I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, it's happening all the way. What else, may I ask you, would have tunnels going all the way across the fucking country? Alright? Listen. I know it sounds crazy, but your channel is all about crazy. And the only realistic approach to this, besides the fact that it could be people living under the earth, is that they have tunnels under the ground connecting each and every Walmart supercenter. And this is how they plan to take us in. This is not a joke. You can read this. You can look these documents up. Like, seriously, dude. Like, all you have to do is search first thing they say, conspiracy theory. Conspiracy. They like to use that buzzword, don't they? But there's always been a plethora of videos online, basically just saying how they suspect that they're trying to set up FEMA camps at Walmart, and they're closing down all these for suspected plumbing. And I think you did a video on this a while ago, but we'll see. Oh look, a nice page here on LinkedIn. America 2017. Concentration camps, lists of citizens, and guillotines waiting for disruptors and anyone deemed a threat to status quo elite. Now, I don't know if this map is legit or not. It's just a picture, and it's actually quite blurry. But we're going to read. The 3 phases of FEMA camp, mass arrests under UWEX-16. FEMA ordered 102,000 boxcars with shackles and guillotines. I'm not making this up. There are over 800 concentration camps in the United States of America, all fully operational and ready to receive prisoners. They are staffed by Americans, Russians, Chinese, and surrounded by full-time guards, but they are all empty. These camps are meant to be operated by FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, should martial law be implemented in the United States. Martial law is when the writ of habeas corpus have trial by jury is suspended. Instead of going to a judge, you go straight to jail. No matter what you've done or how bad the crime is, whether you murdering somebody or you just getting caught with a little bit of weed or something, who knows? Okay, basically what I'm trying to say is no matter what, it just all adds up. You really gotta read into it. Like, basically, stage 1, to terminate with extreme prejudice. This means to execute in cold blood all disruptors who are publicly interfering with Operation Cable Splice. In a plan to take over all municipal, county, and state governments and make them into a federal government, all municipalities, and then into a single world government. New World Order. Stage 2, to arrest either on criminal charges or on mental inquest warrants all disruptors who jeopardize Operation Cable Splice by their fanatical religious lifestyles and or emergency preparedness, which would enable them to live outside the government direction or aid under national emergency. So basically what they're saying is that if you try to be self-sufficient, then they're not going to allow it. And you can already see this in California. They banned collecting rainwater. You can't There's certain plants that are illegal for no reason. I mean, nature should not be illegal. Just read more about it. It's Executive Order 10990 allows the government to take over all modes of transportation and control highways and seaports. Executive Order 10995 allows the government to seize and control the communication media, censoring the internet. Sound familiar? Or sound familiar to those comments you've been getting? Yeah. Executive Order 10997 allows the government to take over all electrical power, gas, petroleum fuels, and minerals. Executive Order 10998 allows the government to seize all means of transportation, including personal cars, trucks, or vehicles of any kind, in total control over all highways, seaports, and waterways. Executive Order 10999 allows the government to take over all food resources and farms. Executive Order 11,000 allows the government to mobilize citizens into work brigades under government supervision. Labor camps, basically. Executive Order 11,001 allows the government to take over all health, education, and welfare functions. Executive Order 11,002 designates the Postmaster General to operate a national registration of all persons. Executive Order 11,003 allows the government to take over all airports and aircraft, including commercial aircraft. Executive Order 11,004 allows the Housing and Finance Authority to relocate communities, build new housing with public funds, designated areas and to be abandoned, and establish new locations for populations. Camps. Executive Order 11,005 allows the government to take over railroads, inland waterways, and public storage facilities. Executive Order 11,051 specifies the responsibility of the Office of Emergency Planning and gives authorization to put all executive orders into effect in times of increased international tensions and economic or financial crisis. Executive Order 11,310 grants the authority to the Department of Justice, the DOJ, to enforce the plan set out by the executive orders to institute industrial support, to establish judicial and legislative liaison, to control all aliens meaning people outside of the country, to operate penal or correctional institutions, and advise and assist the President. Executive Order 11,049 assigns emergency preparedness function to federal departments and agencies, consolidating 21 operative executive orders issued over a 15-year period. And the big one, Executive Order 11,921 allows the Federal Emergency Preparedness Agency to develop plans to establish control over the mechanisms of production and distribution of energy sources, wages, salaries, credit, and the flow of money in the U.S. financial institution in any undefined national emergency. It also provides that when the state of emergency is declared by the President, Congress cannot review the action for 6 months. The Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, has broad powers in every aspect of the nation. General Frank Salcido, chief of FEMA's Civil Security Division, stated in that 1983 conference that he saw FEMA's role as a new frontier in the protection of individual and governmental leaders from assassination and the civil and military installations from sabotage and or attack, as well as prevention of dissident groups from gaining access to U.S. opinion or a global audience in times of crisis. FEMA's powers were consolidated by President Carter to incorporate the National Security Act of 1947, allows for strategic relocation of industry, services, government, and other essential economic activities, and to rationalize the requirements for manpower, resources, and production facilities. 1950 Defense Production Act gives the President sweeping powers over all aspects of the economy. So basically, those are all of the acts that have been passed And it says right here, the Oakdale Rex 84 camp, capable of holding at least 20,000 people, 90 miles east of San Francisco, Terminal Island, Long Beach. Located next to naval shipyards operated by Chicom Shipping Interests. Federal prison facility located here. There is a prison located there at the same spot that they have these camps. So what does that make you think? And they've used these camps before in World War II. I mean, you can just look it up. I mean, that's practically what Hitler did with the Jewish people. It was basically FEMA camps, if you think about it, but FEMA wasn't a thing back then. It was just labor camps, slave labor. You either died if you were useless, or you got sent to work. And if you worked, you were spared. I mean, oh great. Look, Illinois Marcellus. Perfect. Right in my own state. How nice is that? The facility is approximately 75 miles west of Chicago. National Guard training area nearby. And it just goes down to every single state, telling you where the locations are. Pretty much every state. Some states don't have facilities, but I mean, it's ridiculous. But yeah, that's all I was trying to get at. Do your research. Know what's real, what's not real. Yeah, also, shout out to Tyler from Secure Team. I'll be sending this over to you. And either that, or I'll send you the link to this video. And I think you should really just look at it, because I just got done watching your video and looked into this. And I've already known about this for a while. It just makes more sense than crazy theories. But yeah, catch you later.